then we move on. In our statement, we're at page 7. And at page 7, you have a heading, Formal Investigation and Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi's involvement. And the involvement, just to locate us in where we're at, his involvement relates to the alleged use of blue lights in a private vehicle, the videos of which you flighted last week. You recall that? So if you can then take your testimony from paragraph 19 at page 7. Thank you.
So on this specific day, when I received this query and we answered this back to the media through Colonel Tipa, and I then instructed Colonel Erasmus, he is the head of internal affairs in Ekurhuleni Metro Police. I instructed him formally with a letter to say that he must initiate this misconduct inquiry because of the seriousness of this as well. I also went further to instruct him that he must not delegate it to a lower rank because it's a senior officer that is involved. That we don't have the situation where lower ranks like constables investigate seniors, managers. It could be abused in that manner. This instruction is also, it's done in writing formally. And then during that week, during that week, it was council meeting on the Thursday evening as well. And on the Tuesday morning, Commissioner Mazolo came back from leave, and I then addressed it directly with him to say, can you please assist me in getting answers in this matter? And then he said to me, but I must contact directly Brigadier Mkhwanazi because he was on leave and he doesn't know what took place. On the Thursday evening at the council meeting itself, Brigadier Mkhwanazi was at the council meeting. I approached him then at the council meeting itself, where I informed him, but we have this media queries. I've sent it to you. I haven't received any answers yet. Can I please have an answer about it? He then explained to me that, but we have a formal relationship with this company, Cat VIP, where they actually assist us at all scenes, and not only us, they assist DPCI, TOMS, which is the tactical operation side of the DPCI. They assist us with information and they respond to scenes and all things like that. I said to him, but it's impossible. I don't know anything about this. I've never heard it and that. And he then stated that he will send me WhatsApps of previous successes, which will then prove that Cat VIP was involved at these incidents and crime scenes and everything. So during the council meeting when we were sitting at, he started to send me WhatsApps relating to these incidents where Cat VIP is listed then as a role player in crime scenes. And later that evening, he also then concluded that, but they were even involved in a State of the City address, which is an annual event by the cities where the mayor would produce or present the State of the City address. And in the 2022 March State of the City address, which was done by Alderman Tanya Campbell, he alleged that even in the operational plan, it's there, that Cat VIP is part of this. And I said, that doesn't sound right to me, but send me proof of that. He started to send me WhatsApps with pictures. And then I said to him later during the WhatsApp conversation, I want a plan. This is pictures. It could be photoshopped, and I don't believe in that. Send me the original plan. And later the evening, he sent me a SharePoint link, which is an email with a link that you can click on it, and then you will get to an operational plan. But it took me also to pictures of the plan itself. And then I answered him back and say, I want the operational plan, the original. Because for every operation that we conduct, there will be an operational plan which is signed off and approved, and that gets archived and kept in the records. So the very next morning, he sent an operational plan in a sealed envelope to my office. I opened this operational plan, and just by opening it and looking at the plan, it looks to me if it's uttering, if it's a Photoshop, if it's altered. The reason being is that the document itself consists of 14 pages. The first 2 to 3 pages had a smudge on the paper as if it was printed on a old cartridge, like makes a faint mark on the papers.
Commissioner Spies, if I may, I do apologize. The detail you are providing on, in particular on that document, I think would be best served by going to the actual document. So if we could wait, you deal with that further on in your statement. We will wait and get to that annexure, and then you will take the commissioners through the issues you had with that particular operational plan that Mr. Mkhwanazi provided you with. For the moment, though, I would like to refer you to your paragraph 19. You deal there with an annexure RS7. And this, according to your...
Just before you do that, I don't know if you were listening, Commissioner, when Chief Mapia was testifying.
No, I didn't, Commissioner.
Okay.
Sorry.
I corrected him on the pronunciation of Ulu. He pronounced it Ulu. So I want to correct you as well. You repeatedly talk of Mkhwanazi. There is no A right at the beginning of that first syllable. The A is after the H, so it's Mkhwanazi, not Mkhwanazi.
I have to apologize.
So I have to be fair in insisting on the correct pronunciation. So I should not correct only Chief Mapia, I should correct you as well.
I have to apologize, Commissioner.
Mkhwanazi. It's very easy. Yes, easy. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I'd referred you to RS7, Annexure RS7, that's to be found at page 11 in the annexure file. Now, at your paragraph 19, you say this was the letter of instruction you issued to Lieutenant Colonel Erasmus to investigate the matter. Are you at RS7?
Correct, Commissioner.
Just to confirm a few things, it is dated at the bottom thereof, 2nd of February 2023, and against that date is the name R. Spies with a signature. R. Spies refers to yourself, and that is your signature, you confirm?
That's correct.
And directed from, we see from the top of the page, to H.J. Erasmus, Lieutenant Colonel.
That's correct.
And you indicated that when you issued this letter, as the letter itself states, you were then the acting police commissioner.
That's correct, Commissioner.
I would like to refer you to midway that page. There are two headings. The second is a description of accusation. Could you read the first paragraph into the letter, into the record?
It was reported that Brigadier J.D. Mkhwanazi appointed Cat VIP services on an official document. Vehicles was registered on the City of Ekurhuleni name. It was further alleged that Brigadier J.D. Mkhwanazi appointed individuals to work with EMPD. These and other conduct need to be investigated accordingly, including other facts that may be discovered during the investigation, and any other conduct that you may determine during this investigation.
And with the issue and service of that letter on Colonel Erasmus? Thank you. With the issue of that letter and service on Colonel Erasmus, that was the trigger of the formal investigation within EMPD.
That's correct, Commissioners.
You then move on to, there's a paragraph 21.
Before you
Yes.
do that, Mr. Let me just ask about this relating to the same letter. Commissioner, we had evidence from Chief Mapia that at some point he was instructed by the city manager to discontinue disciplinary proceedings now against Brigadier Mkhwanazi. Now, in paragraph 1 of this letter, you say, in terms of clause 7 to the Disciplinary Procedure Collective Agreement, I, the authorized representative, do hereby appoint you as the investigating officer. You must investigate the allegation as per the accusation of misconduct. It's that first sentence that I'm interested in, which in terms of that Disciplinary Procedure Collective Agreement, where the power to institute disciplinary processes lies, according to that collective agreement.
Commissioner, for all local government, there is a bargaining council where collective agreements are reached with, which is represented by SALGA, which is the South African Local Government Association, and organised labour, which is IMATU and SAMBO as the two organised labours. Collective agreements is through the years then obviously reached there and signed and agreed upon. And those collective agreements, this specific collective agreement is an old collective agreement that's just been extended continuously. In terms of that, the actual disciplinary proceedings and authorised representative is the accounting officer, which is the city manager in this case. However, she has delegated at that stage when this letter was issued, the delegation was issued to the heads of department, which is the chief of police for Metro Police. And it was also then that further disciplinary steps to appoint the presiding and the presenting officers was vested in formal delegation from her office to the head of employee relations. It's a divisional head, which at that stage was Tlolani and Nisa. He was appointed as the disciplinary representative. So to initiate investigations in the department in terms of this agreement, vested in the heads of department. Once the investigation has reached a state where there's prima facie evidence, the chief of police will then hand over the complete dossier with an instruction to the DHER, employee relations, and there is then two methods of concluding it. The one is what we call, it's an informal process, and there's a formal process. Informal is for petty matters. A person arrived late for work, and it will be dealt with within the department, and the presiding and the presenting officer for the disciplinary case will be internal officers that will deal with it because it's petty. However, when it's highly technical or when it is a very serious matter that could lead to dismissal, then it will be handed over to the division employee relations, which is situated within the human resource department.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Ms. Selo.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. I was taking you to your next annexure, which you deal with at paragraph 21. And this annexure you term WhatsApp messages between yourself and Brigadier Mkhwanazi after you had approached him on this matter. Now, the RS8 starts at your page 12. We don't have to read the content unless there is something in particular you would like to draw the Commissioner's attention to. But you could just help us understand how to read Annexure 12. Thank you. Annexure 8, I apologize.
Yes. Commissioners, this is an export from my WhatsApp chats with Brigadier Mkhwanazi, then Brigadier Mkhwanazi, who is now a Deputy Chief, Acting Chief Mkhwanazi. It starts off, obviously, when we started, like 2017, but if you go to page 14 in the middle of the page, there's a break where it was a report of cable theft and then a list of that, and then immediately thereafter it says 2023-0202-2049. This is where Julius Mkhwanazi then sent to me a series of WhatsApp that says success report, and then there's a break in it because it is old WhatsApps, which is 2022-1221, Mafolo, Soweto, Johannesburg. It's an old WhatsApp that he has forwarded to me. And it starts off with units involved, and then it's listing DPCI TOMS, saturation unit, bad boy security, and then a hyphen space, and then Cat VIP security. And it's about a hit on a taxi chairman of Nanduwe. And the next, that list and everything that was a success at that specific incident. And then on 2322 on the next page, page 15, it again lists Julius Mkhwanazi operational success, and then it lists 2/12/22 Ortia cargo section, Kempton Park. Ortia is the abbreviation for OR Tambo International Airport, and cargo section is the northern portion of it where we have gates that where cargo can go in and out. And there it lists then 11 suspects arrested, 3 unlicensed firearms, 33 unlicensed live ammunition, 8-ton truck with false plates. And then again the units involved. It says Hawks, TOMS, Tactical Operations Management Solution, STF, which is a Special Task Force, Cat VIP Security, Bad Boy Security, K9 law enforcement, and then list the report. So this was a set of WhatsApps that he then forwarded to me to say, but here is proof that we have worked with specifically Cat VIP.
Thank you. You do deal with the two documents, the memoranda of understanding.
So, Commissioner, if you're
Yes,
moving, can I
Commissioner.
just ask for clarification here?
Indeed.
Commissioner, so looking at that page 14, you've got the DPCI TOMS saturation unit, bad boy security, and then you've got Cat VIP security. And then you've given us that list again at page 15, which now has in it the STF and the K9. I'm trying to understand what it is that Brigadier Mkhwanazi was conveying to you. Was he saying to you that Cat VIP were involved as listed here at the invitation or assisting the EMPD? That's why they were involved here? Or that's the one possibility. The other is they came in as an independent party, not invited by the EMPD, but used by whether it's DPCI TOMS or somebody else. What in fact was he conveying to you?
Commissioner, from what I understood was the query and the questions was about Cat VIP security specifically from the media. And the way I asked him as well is, why is this company involved here? And then his words when he spoke to me was that, but this company has been involved with us. They're assisting us, there's MOUs between us, and they are working with us. And here is proof that they are actually at crime scenes where EMPD is also present, and then give successes back of that.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. We will get to the memoranda of understanding that were ostensibly concluded between Ekurhuleni and Cat VIP. But for the moment, just to let you know that Chief Mapieye did testify on these documents. And according to our records, those memoranda were concluded in October 2021. Is that your recollection as well?
The purported,
No.
it wasn't concluded. But
Thank you for the correction. Were signed by Brigadier Mkhwanazi in October 2021.
correct.
Okay. Now, I ask because at page 14, what he highlights, and the part that you drew our attention to, as well as page 15, these are incidents that arose in 2023, and both 2023 and in February, where he claims that there have been these deployments of VIP Cat security.
The first one that he sent is in 2022, December. The second one is October 2022. And then the third one is February 2023.
Okay. Now, Chief Mapieye informed us that Ekurhuleni EMPD issues public tenders for provision of security services to EMPD facilities. You are aware of that?
Correct. It's for security guards to protect council premises.
And he drew the commissioner's attention to the fact that in 2020, the EMPD appointed 10 service providers for that purpose and provided a list. And for the record, that will be Chief Mapiye's Annexure JM13 and JM14. So there is a list of service providers.
Correct, Commissioners. There's in terms of the MFMA, the Finance Management Act, there's every 3 years a tender that is published and then awarded to security companies to protect council premises. And the tender runs in a 3-year cycle.
Yes. Looking then at page 14, you are given in details by Brigadier Mkhwanazi regarding the engagement of entities such as Bad Boys Security. And unless it goes by another name, you can accept that according to JM 13, tendered by Chief Mapieye, that entity is not one of the 10 listed there. Do you know who Bad Boys Security is or was at the time?
Bad Boy Security is a security company which I know of them. They're in Johannesburg and a little bit on the East Rand as well. I don't know further than that. I know them. It's like a private security company that I sometimes see their vehicles. And Cat VIP Security at that date and time, I didn't know them at all. I know them now.
Okay, and equally so with Cat VIP Security, they don't appear on that list.
Correct. They're not part of Bad Boys or Cat VIP Security is not one of the tender-approved security companies for guarding services at all.
No, there is a reference as well to saturation unit. What is that?
I don't know all the abbreviations. I would believe that this is a South African Police Services unit belonging to either the DPCI, TOMS, Hawk. I don't know what the saturation unit in the South African Police Services. It's not one of our units. We don't have a unit like that in Ekurhuleni Metro Police.
Okay. Then at page 15, you referred us to page 15, that date entry 2023-0202. And then it's got another date below that, 02-12-2022, the Otia cargo section, and the units involved. Is it a correct way to read those messages to mean that the units involved listed there at page 15 under the date 02-12-22 were involved in the Otia cargo section issue, whatever that may have been? Am I reading it correctly?
Correct. It's in terms of the success report. It's first stated in the first paragraphs with the red bullets. It's black here, but on my WhatsApps it's red bullets. It states what was found back, what was arrested, and then it says units involved, and it lists the units. And then it will state in the report what actually have happened. They were robbing Swissport cargo section. That's what it is.
So you say this incident related to a robbery of the Swissport section at the airport at Otia?
Correct.
Then I understand that the units involved were Hawks Toms Tactical Operations Management Solution, STF Special Task Force, Cat VIP Security, Bad Boys Security, K9 Law Enforcement. You see that at the bottom of page 15.
Correct, Commissioner.
Is it a correct interpretation on my part to say all those units were involved in dealing with that Swissport robbery, resulting in the arrest of 11 suspects, finding 3 firearms, and all that is listed there? So Cat Security was part of that operation.
That is what.
Is that how you two understood it?
That's how I understood it, and it's sometimes it's even strange to me is that all these units are involved, and it's sent to me from Brigadier Mkhwanazi as if it is Ekurhuleni Metro Police that is running the show, but we are not even listed there. So it's to me it feels as if he just took stuff wherever the word Cat VIP came on and sent it on to me to say, but look here, we are working with them. But we are not even listed on that scene, even though it's in our area on that.
By we, I take it, it's reference to EMPD.
Ekurhuleni, sorry, Commissioners, it's force of habit. If I'm speaking about it, it's Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department.
And Commissioner, the first one is not even in your area. I understand the other 3 are within Ekurhuleni, but chasing a suspected hitman in Mufulira, Soweto, on page 14. The very first entry. What does that have to do with the EMPD?
Commissioner, that is one of the rogueness that hopefully I will touch on later, is that in terms of the South African Police Services Act, Section 64, we as Metro Police is established and we have a specific mandate, which is traffic enforcement, bylaw enforcement and crime prevention. That's the main mandate. But we are further also restricted to our area of jurisdiction to the local government that has appointed us, except there's a clause that also allows us, if there's collaboration agreements or there's agreements with other cities, that we can extend upon request to those areas. But a large portion of what these groups did is that they were actually operating rogue. They would hear a rumor here or information here, and they will go and do law enforcement, arrest people in Hammanskraal. They will go to KZN. They will go to Free State. They will actually arrest, and it will all be good successes according to them because there's arrest in that. But they acted completely out of scope. They do criminal investigations, which is the sole capability of the South African Police Service. They have no powers to do criminal investigations at all, but they were doing it.
Thank you, Commissioner Khumalo. Taking you back to page 15, that OR Tambo incident that is referenced there. For the record, OR Tambo Airport falls within the jurisdiction of Ekurhuleni. So if there was anything that required Metro Police involvement, that would fall under the jurisdiction of EMPD. Is that correct?
Correct, Commissioners, but we will assist the South African Police Service if they ask us. If it's in our area, we will assist them with whatever they ask us to do within our area.
So you say EMPD would assist. If you go to the bottom of page 15 then, and the list, the units listed there, as I said, it's Hawks Toms, Special Task Force, Cat VIP Security, Bad Boys, K9 Law Enforcement. There are 5 units, ostensibly, that were involved. Which police service or force or unit would actually have been responsible or initiated this engagement at Otia? I'm trying to understand because I see 2 Cat VIP, Bad Boys Security, sounds like private companies. I see Hawks Toms Tactical Operation Management Solution. Then there is the Special Task Force reference and the K9 Law Enforcement referenced. Who, in your understanding, was responsible for that operation? Which of these units, if any?
From my understanding, how it works is that the Hawks, the tactical operation, would actually be the one who do the operational plan and manage and control it. And the STF, if it's the South African, and I don't know if it's the South African Special Task Force, but if it is the South African Special Task Force because of the high risk involved, they would operate obviously based on the operational plan that was drawn up and managed by Hawks. And they will do the dangerous work of doing the rest and that, but the planning and everything would be resorting under the Hawks.
Now, if we accept that this was a Hawks Toms operation supported by the Special Task Force, beyond that, it's K9 Law Enforcement. Is that an EMPD unit or is that
I do not
provincial,
know.
national?
No, Commissioners, I don't know. If it's stated K9 Law Enforcement, it could be anyone. It could be Ekurhuleni Metro Police. It could be SAPS. I wouldn't know who that is because nowhere in that whole report does it actually list if it was Ekurhuleni's K9 or if it was SAPS K9. It is not listed.
Then it leaves the other 2, Cat VIP and Bad Boys. How does this become an operation that falls under Ekurhuleni when you say it, at best, it was an operation by Hawks Toms, which is not an Ekurhuleni unit, that perhaps would be a national unit? I don't see how Ekurhuleni gets involved in this operation based on the entities listed there. Are you able to shed light?
Commissioners, from what I understand from what's standing here is that Cat VIP and Bad Boy Security as the private security could have been the informants or they could have received the information and they therefore are assisting the Hawks to actually do the operation because they have access maybe to Swissport Cargo or to the information where it was. So from my understanding from what's standing here is that Cat VIP and Bad Boy Security is involved with the Hawks. They are supporting them and that the STF is obviously necessary because it's a high-risk robbery that's going to take place. That's my understanding from this. The K9 Law Enforcement, I wouldn't know who it was. It could be Ekurhuleni. It could also, because it's a year before it even happened, and this was just sent as WhatsApps which I didn't really even care about it. It was like someone made them up just to send to me to say, yes, here is successes to prove that we do work with Cat VIP.